you know, just changing strings on the guitar. They're not going to be settled in for tonight's stream, but oh well, we'll see what we can do tonight. That's the E string gone. And when I change strings, just for information, I only really ever change the basses, because they're the ones that basically go to shit the quickest. And so there you go. So I predominantly change the basses. I only change the trebles if there is a treble that's actually broken, but they don't break very often, so let's undo this. And the brand of strings that I use for my guitar is D'Addario Pro Arte. Let me see if I can find the thing here so I can show it to you. There we go. Up. It's the D'Addario Pro Arte. $100%, and I've been using them for maybe the past 45 years, 40 years, something like that. I did try La Bella, because La Bella has a special flamenco set, but they're too brittle and they actually break very, very quickly. They break very, very quickly, and you can't really get, and plus it's really high tension as well, so I prefer normal tension strings on my guitars. Through there, out. Back in here. Where are you going? Up. No, this way. Up. Underneath. And then tighten it up. I need one of those winch things so you can actually that you connect to the lug, and you just wind like this. I need one of those. Something to put on the wish list, I think. But I've been doing like this for years and years and years. And then the next thing to do is always tune it up before you come back down to normal tension, or to normal tone. So there's the normal tuning, but because it's a brand new string, after a few seconds it will go flat. You see? So always go up. And you can deal with it later. So next string, let's go for the A string. Take this one out. Yeah, I know it's a long-winded video, but anyway. Yeah, I've had one of those ratchet things. It would be a lot faster. Sorry about this, guys. Okay, take this one off. So this is the A string going. Bye-bye. Oh, throw it over there. And then we get the new A string. Oh shit, I just stripped it. What the fuck? Okay. If you ever do this and you pull the string apart, just cut off the wire ending, because that's going to be at the top anyway, so it's not the bottom bit. So you don't really have to worry too much about it. But sometimes when you get them out of the pack and you pull like this, it will actually pull the nickel off of the nylon. So you just need to get the right end. So that's the sharp end. So that's the end that goes into the bottom of the guitar. So let me angle this down so you can see what I'm doing. So I feed this into the hole from the top. I wrap it around this way, and I pass it underneath here. And I just hold onto that and pull. And that too well. Oh, there we go. And then to even them out, I just sort of push them like that. And then I pull the string tight. I bring it up to the neck. The other end, which this one is now frayed, as you can see, it's frayed. It's because of the nickel coming off the nylon, but it's not too much of a problem because I just feed it through, bring it back this way, up, over, under. I make sure the A string is sitting in its there on the nut right there, and then I just start tensioning it. It moved out, so I tension a little bit more until such time. And because the reason I pulled it over here or under is because now I can let go of this if I need to, because it's being held by the tension of the rest of the string. So there we go. And again, I need the thing to and for those of you who are asking, on the back, yes, the strings do protrude out the backside, like this one, for example. But all you really need to do is once you're here, you just make little loops. You're not going to use them very much anyway. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever to the sound. But you know, for example, if on this E string, if I were to get a break very close to the bridge down here, then it gives me a little bit of slack to be able to put the string back together and eliminate the part that was actually broken. So I tend to do that for all my strings. I've only had to do it once actually. So as I said before, always tune up. Because, you know, the D string, remember we tuned it earlier, and we tuned it high, but it's already flat, very, very flat. It's like a fifth flat. So keep going, tune it very high. That helps to give you the time for the strings to actually settle in. And so now this one for the A string, I'm just going to make a little loop here, just to keep it secured. There we go. Still going to protrude out a little bit, but nobody cares. Don't care. And so the last one, because I'm not changing the trebles, the last one is the D string. So let's get this one out of the way. And it's the same principle because it loops under, and that's what keeps the tension on the string when you're installing it. So. I need the winch on my wish list. Okay, somebody buy me the winch, please. Because this takes a little bit of time. Up. Okay. And pull this back out this way. There we go. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see very well up close. There we go. There's the end of the loop. Take that out, pull it. And that's the D string out. Again, same principle, remove it, throw it across the room, who cares? Oh shit. Oh. Crumbs. D. Where's the D? Where's the D? Come on, D. Come on, D. Give me D. Give me a D6. There we go. D. Up. So I'm going to take the D string, do this, take it out of the loop again, as usual. And then find the bit. You know, usually when you get new strings, you'll have one end which is solid all the way to the end, and another end which might have some little striations at the top of it. So if you have that case, always use the bit which is the solid all the way to right to the very top, and that's the end that goes to the bridge. So here we go, into the bridge, around, loop it under, come on, loop it under, hold on to the end, hold on to the tail, and just pull it tight, like this, up to the top, and in we go, into the lug, bring it back out just off the top, this way. Keep pulling on it so you keep the string tight. So pull this way, and then this just loops underneath the feed, and then you can tighten like this, because it's the tension on the string which actually holds the end. And again, always tune up to give the strings a chance to stretch and then settle in. That's where it really should be. So that should be the D. It should be the D anyway. Up. Yeah. can hear the string is still stretching, so it keeps going flat. And even the A, because I tuned it up, it's still going flat. So you hear it's really flat now. So keep tuning it up. Basically tune it up to the G. Or maybe F. Or an E. E or F. So basically when you're installing the new strings, tune them up. Don't worry about the tuning of the guitar at this stage, because the strings are just settling in. And then once you're actually at a point where you can actually start playing the strings, or so then you tune them as they should be. So I need to tune it back down to the A. And then we bring the D back down to where it should be. Don't touch the trebles. And then, almost, see they're still stretching. So you have to play them in. So do some scales, do some arpeggios, do some whatever, because those basses will still keep stretching. So they'll still keep going out of tune, and probably for several hours. You can already hear it's going up. Just keep playing with it, and when you change your strings, as I say, you don't need to change the trebles all that often, unless you have treble that breaks on a nylon strung guitar. I can't speak for electric guitars with steel strings because I don't have experience with that, but for Spanish guitars, flamenco guitars, when you change the strings, I generally change the basses, because the trebles, they don't really matter too much. So hope that helps. Have a good one. So we've just changed the strings on the guitar, and we're trying to get them to settle in. So you can hear they're sort of out of tune. What I suggest is, for example, if you take the E string, the bottom E string, we've not changed the trebles, so they're still in tune. So there should be still, there should still be a very good E on the top string. So what we want to do now is tune the bottom E to the top E. So now we have the good double octave there. And then what we want to do is just pull on the string. So put your thumb just under the string and pull it slightly up. That will make it go slightly flat. Especially if you do it all the way along. The idea of this is to even out the tension across the string. So over time, that will actually settle the string in. And then you do the same thing for the A string. Pull. And then try to set it into tune. And the same thing for the D string. The D string, we pull. Don't pull it too hard or you'll snap the string, obviously. Just glide your thumb underneath it, up and down, like this. Because otherwise if you pull it outwards, it will definitely snap the string. So then you put them all in tune. So the E's still going flat because it's still settling in. It will take a couple of days for the strings to actually perfectly settle. That's how you change the strings on a Spanish guitar. Well, how I change the strings on a Spanish guitar. Your mileage may vary, but as I say, rule number one: the trebles, they almost never need to be changed unless they break. The basses, because they're metal wound, as you play over time, you'll start losing tone on the basses because of just sweat and everything causing corrosion on the metal. And then sometimes also, depending on humidity and temperature, very often one of the basses will actually just break by itself. Your guitar could be sitting in the guitar case, and the string will just break, and next time you want to play something and you see this broken string, and it's very often it's the D string. Very, very often it's the D string that breaks all by itself. The other thing you will find is once you put new strings on, the new strings will sound very, very tinny. For a flamenco guitar, that's not too much of a problem because flamenco always has this very metallic sound to it and rhythmic sound, very sharp attack and very short delay. But if you're a classical player, you'll probably want to play, for a few hours before you actually try to do anything. Before you want to do anything live with the new strings. Classical player, so you see it's already starting to go back out of tune a little bit. There we go. So have to keep adjusting with the new strings. Have to keep adjusting pretty much all the time. See, it's already up. Enjoy. Have a good one.